The end is never... Oh my goodness, we're back to the beginning. S6 is new to video... Stop, Bane. I am not. Don't forget, it's made by the same... The clock is ticking. Can I even do anything? Hate? Is it Mondays? Mondays. Ew, I already don't like how...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so now I gotta go to the meeting. Oh, it's gonna direct us just like the last game. Hey, you just have to walk up here and press this button. Oh, hey, you just have to walk down this hallway. And that's the whole game. Thanks a lot, Bane. Accounting oh, dear goodness. It's okay. I love TikTok. Yeah, I do not like the TikTok sound. Okay. So where's the meeting room? All I see is a bunch of numbers. Does anybody know what these numbers actually mean? More TikTok. It's literally just a hallway of... Am I allowed to open? There's no buttons. We need some jump scare... No, we do not need jump scare alerts. That is not happening. I'm getting the numbers. Are you writing them all down?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Are we going to enter the door on the left? Or are we going on the right? We got to go on the right, right? We can't listen to him. Right? We're going to the right. I'm not listening.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
It's literally just a bunch of hallways.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Does that cup really say I farted? I can't crouch. Oh, I can't. Oh, I found a crouch button.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Okay.
Really worth. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Man, I don't want to do that. I'm not listening to this dude. I'm not doing it.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty of misuse $1,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay. So let's go meet her. Let's go meet her right now.
That's her, Stanley.
Okay.
You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Well, how do you pick up the phone? How do you pick up the phone? What just happened? happened? Please tell me I did not just beat this game.
Is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh! Oh!
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Yes.
They want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
This game's already 10 times better than the other one. That's for sure. I have a loving wife.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press V on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button.
Animal Chin!
He's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
I don't want to go back to
One might
work.
even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Oh, come on. That's just wrong. Oh, I'll watch some TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his
Where's my
own
TV?
job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers,
Can't
his
get
boss,
anywhere.
everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
It's the clock.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door.
Exactly.
The mere
I chose
thought
right.
That his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Please stop. The TikToks drive me nuts. Prepare dinner. Okay.
As he wandered through this
Whoa,
fantasy
hey!
world, he began to
Hey!
fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the
What?
Stanley Parable.
What?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over.
Is this like Groundhog
wishing beyond
Day?
hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I'm so confused at what's going on. Press Z to tell your wife, yes, of course I love you.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Wait a minute. It's blocking the door in.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I'm not going to do it then. Not doing it. Not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. We're going to say it for a while. That's what we're going to do. How long do you think the timer's going to last before it's going to actually... I don't want to press the Animal Chin. He said I was going to do it. I'm on strike right now. I'm on strike. Z. Fine, Calibra. You talked me into it. Press a different... All right, I'll press a different one. It didn't do anything. No other button does anything. Okay, I'll do it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here,
I don't like
he's
it.
electing to kill himself?
Whoa, to
How
kill
can I
myself.
get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Give me a mirror. Press Y to question nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please
and
die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
My screen just went black. Please tell me that's not... I'm already driving myself insane. The end is never. That's right. I guess I died. All right, let's
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
So it
Stanley
literally
decided
is
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
the same
he simply
game.
missed a memo.
Where I just literally have to just listen to him and do what he says. That's what it's a loop.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
I'm not
left.
happy that he said I didn't have a wife though. That bothers me. That irritates me. I have a loving wife. Beautiful loving wife.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively. Oh, that's so good. What's it say? What do people want? Things, money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Oh, brother, everyone is unique. Of course I'm unique. I was made specifically for a purpose. Oh, brother. Okay, I can't do it. All right, we're moving on. Whoa, what was that? The broom closet.
Coming
They don't
to
do
a
it for-
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Hey, boss. Hey, boss.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Does anyone know the PIN number?
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Oh, but we know.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
This is literally just like a story that I'm just walking through, listening to the narrator. Well, that's some pretty nice installation there. Oh man, there better not be stinking aliens or something crazy or something. I'll pee my pants. I will pee my pants. Hey, I didn't die this time, guys. It's loading. We're good.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Why? Why would... Oh, my goodness. I can escape right now. This is the stuff that I don't understand. Metal Cat or Pixie, thank you so much for 4 months. Thank you so much, Metal Catter. That is awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me, supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. So am I hitting this button or not, everybody? Well, I guess I am, because there's absolutely nothing else I can do. Okay, let's hit it.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh, Cerebro.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Of course I do. Of course I do. Wow. One more, and I gotta put the wig on. That would be insane on this. Employee observe it. Okay. Protocol. What? Oh, here we go. Let's look at the security cams.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Fired? Ooh, what's that one? It's that one up there. Oh, I saw it! Did you guys see it up there? That one up there. It's not, it doesn't have a number. It doesn't say fired.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
I'm already liking this better than the other one.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I better have a wife by the end of this.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control.
Employee pirate.
Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Goodness.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. Awaiting oh dear goodness. This is like Inside Out and Incredibles at the same time. Like, I'm going across the long corridor to the computer. I'm waiting for all the powers to come on. System.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place.
We're going to turn it off.
Everything it stood for.
Turn it off. Done. We just beat the game. Game's over. Beat it. Beat it just like that. Game over. Hey, thank you guys for coming out, playing the game with me. I appreciate it.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
This must be after credit scene.
Was it over? Yes. He had won.
See?
He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command.
We're good.
Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
I don't care.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the
I'm
machine's
escaping. I'm out of here.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
Exactly, it doesn't.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been
They probably got
seeking,
eaten.
but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
That's exactly right.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that
I'm gonna
was
go find me a
all
wife.
he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
He said that I'm not going to get a wife. I'm going to go find my wife.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
Oh, it feels so
The
good.
feeling of liberation. The immense
sun.
possibility of
The
the
sun.
new path before
It's
him.
all around.
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I was really happy. Game over. Find my wife, and I'm good. Beat the... I beat... It just said I beat the game! Oh, why am I back in the same room? No! It said I beat the game. I saw it. It said achievement unlocked. You beat the game. So did I beat it or did I not? Animal Chin, help me. Is that the game? Did I win?
All
Was
of his
that...
co-workers were gone. What could
Or is it
mean?
repeating me?
Stanley
Oh, dear.
decided to
It
go
better
to the
not
meeting
be...
room. Perhaps he had simply missed
No.
a memo.
The end is never. What am I supposed to do? There should be something that says
of two open doors,
that
he
the
entered
game is
door on
over.
his left.
Come on, right?
Yet there was not a single person here
All right.
either.
Where do we go now?
Feeling
If
disbelief.
Oh,
Stanley
F4.
decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a
Oh my
staircase,
goodness.
Stanley walked upstairs to
wait,
his boss's office.
do we go downstairs then? Should we go downstairs since we didn't go downstairs last time? You play forever. No, Harry. Oh, this is already scaring me. Employee 10 and 12.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I'm not crazy.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this...
So was that
he
an
began to make
ending,
other
though?
strange
Animal Chin?
observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
I didn't yell that.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
What's going on?
Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Oh my!
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
This is too trippy.
Why is there a voice in my head?
Yeah, exactly.
Dictating everything that I'm doing and
that is the real question.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd,
Nothing's
and wondered
changing.
if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams,
this is driving me nuts. Absolutely nuts.
How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
He is not trustworthy at all.
Hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago?
Let me
How
out!
else would the voice explain all that?
I want out of here!
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in
Yeah,
control.
I'm in control like I did
was
the
a
first
dream.
time.
So he closed his eyes gently,
I'm going to close my
and he
eyes.
invited himself to wake up.
Wake
He
up.
felt the cool weight of the
Wake
blanket
up.
on his skin,
Oh, it
the
feels so
press of the mattress on his back,
good. Yes.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Wake up, Luke. Wake
I'm
up.
through with this dream.
You're good.
I wish it to be over.
You're good.
Let me go
Come
back
on.
to my job. Let me continue pushing the
don't wanna push
buttons.
buttons.
Please. It's
Don't
all I
want to push
want.
buttons.
I want my apartment and my wife and my job.
Exactly. My wife and
All I
job.
want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Correct.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Yep. Did I wake up? No. I'm back.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name
Somebody
is
help
Stanley.
me!
I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please,
I'm real.
can someone tell me I am
Oh,
real.
everything's turning
I
red.
must be real. I must
Get
be
me
real.
out.
Anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
No!
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
What?
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just
I don't even know what to do with
moments,
this.
she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
So I died again?
I know what is real and what isn't.
Now she's
It was
crazy.
comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for
The game's
that
definitely
day.
playing me.
The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension,
Goodness.
the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
All right, we're going with Ivy Sinclair. The end is never. Oh my goodness, we're back to the beginning. Yeah, I think we beat the game. We beat it on what, the second try. We beat the game. We walked right out. We were safe. We found a wife, and we were good. The narrator is absolutely insane, saying that I didn't have a wife and that she's not beautiful, because she is. And I have a wonderful wife. I don't like this game. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. I think we're done. We're done. We're done. I'm done. I didn't even do that. Didn't even do that. It just. That wasn't very nice. That wasn't very nice muting me. No, I didn't like that. The end is never. Good job. Another game marked off the list. All right. Well, that was fun. That was yeah. That was good. You hit quit the game, right? That's how you get through it, right? Quit the menu. We did it. It said that I beat the game. I believe that I beat the game. We're good. Quit the desktop. We're done. We're out. We're out. We're all done.